Thanks for tuning in, and today I want to talk about EDC items for your keychain. But before I do, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to help support my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'll link all of these in the description below if you want to go check them out for yourself. Now I'm going to start with the newest items in my collection, which are these pocket samurai knives. And these are perfect for your keychain. I got them because they're having a sale, a 2-for-1 sale. They're normally $17.99 just for one, but the fact that you get two for that price is a really great deal. Now, these have been around for a while, but I'm just so glad that I got to check these out because they're really well made, very fun, and just very, very sharp out of the box. So what you get is aluminum scales with a 2-inch Tanto blade, so it kind of mimics or resembles a samurai sword. You've got the samurai sword grip on the handles here. It's got a liner lock, a pocket clip, which is not reversible, little hole to attach to your keychain or put a lanyard on, and also a little thumb stud as well. I think the thumb stud, it's only on one side, but it is reversible, it looks like. And then on the blade itself, you've got some Japanese lettering right here. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not sure what it says. And then on the back, you've got the Stat Gear logo, as well as 440C, which is what the blade steel is. So these are really cool. I'm just going to show you how sharp it is out of the box. I just got these in. This is some 550 paracord. I'll just show you with this one how slicey it is. So it just cuts through paracord very, very easily. And I just really have been having a lot of fun with this. And definitely a great item to put on your keys or just carry in your pocket with the included pocket clip. Now you can also operate this with one hand. Like I said, it does have a liner lock and a thumb stud. So if you can get your thumbnail in there, you can flick this open. It's not running on bearings. I think it's just like standard washers, metal washers in there, but you can actually flick this open. So let me see if I can give it a try. If you have larger hands, it might be a little bit more difficult, but I have done it a few times, so I should be able to do this and flick this open. Yeah, so it's not the smoothest thing in the world, but it's actually smooth enough for a small little pocket knife like that. And the liner lock, obviously, again, if you have bigger hands, it might be hard for you to access with one hand. I think this is probably meant for two-handed operation, but the fact that you can flick it open is pretty cool. And I really like this gold color here, this copper color. I just think it really hits the light and pops more than the black, but I do like the black as well. So the fact that I got 2 for 1 is just a really great deal. So that is the Pocket Samurai. And then just continuing on with blades, this is just a very standard generic blade that I got from a generic Chinese company. I believe I paid around $6 back in the day when I got it. It's been several months, and it's got a D2 blade. I did a video of this, kind of comparing it, some of the differences. It looks very similar or a clone of the James brand Elko knife, which is about 10 times the price at $65, $70. But even though it looks similar, there are some differences in why this is able to be sold legally. It's got D2 steel with G10 scales and a little pry bar, and you can also use this to attach to your keychain. And again, even though I've used this a lot, it's still very, very sharp and has held an edge really well. So I'm just going to get some paracord, and as you can see, cuts through that with ease. So that is, the company is called Caresso Love, but there's many Chinese companies probably that sell a knife that is very similar to this. And the fact that it has D2 and G10, just really fantastic for $6. And then next I'll just go to my flashlights. This is the Olight i3 EEOS, as well as my LumenTop EDC01. These are your basic keychain flashlight. The Olight is very, very basic. It only has one mode. You just twist to turn it on. And it's a great size for EDC, especially on a keychain. Same thing with the LumenTop, although this one's a little bit more robust because it's got 3 different modes, low, medium, and high. And it's also waterproof as well, IPX8 waterproof. I did a video on that where I did a water test, dunked it in a cup of water, and it still works. So I'll link that up above if you want to go check that out. Along with that, I have this little thing as well. It's made by Knipex, and it's just a little light. So it's a very, very interesting light, and you're probably wondering how you use this. And what you do with this is, if you have a set of tools, or for instance a set of pliers here like this, what you do is there's a little magnet on the back and you clip it on like that. And so now you have a little light that shines on your workspace. So if you're in a tight space and you just need a little light, this works perfectly as it magnetizes to the pliers. Now it does come with a little clip that you can use to attach to your keys, which I don't have right now, but it's a really just a fun little light. And I have used this not very often, but it does come in handy, even just as an extra light, just in case you don't have a flashlight with you. It doesn't put out the most light in the world, but it will do in a pinch. So I just really like unique items like this, and that's why I have that in my collection. So since I have the next tool in my hand, I'll just kind of talk about that next, along with the other multi-tools. So this is the Nextool Mini Sailor Light. It is the light version of the Nextool Mini Sailor. It's light because it doesn't have any sharp implements. No blades, no awls, it does have scissors, but it doesn't have any sharp implements that could hurt somebody. So this is great for traveling, maybe to give to an older child so they can kind of fool around with it and learn some things with it. It's got pliers, obviously, that are spring-loaded. And I did a review of this in my last video, so if you want to go check that out, please do. It also has all the implements on the outside, which is very nice. So just going over the implements very quickly, you've got a couple drivers here. This is a 2-dimensional Phillips, which actually works really well. It's machined very, very well. And then you've also got a SIM card here as well, which is very nice because I always lose my SIM card tool. Excuse me, it's a SIM card tool, not SIM card. And just to have that on the tool is just it's a very neat feature. And then you've also got a bottle opener. And then on the other side, you've got a really nice pair of scissors, a little bit awkward to open, but they work really well. Here's just another test with paracord. You don't have to apply much pressure on it, and it just cuts through paracord just like that. And then you just fold it back like this, and then like that. Lastly, it's just got a little spacer here. And the cool thing about the spacer is if you shine some light on it, it actually glows in the dark. So if you have this charged and are looking for it in the dark, you can locate this just by looking for a spacer that glows. So you can just see it's glowing in the dark right there. So really, really cool little multi-tool I got for $15. So it's usually $20. I got it on Amazon Prime Day for $15. I think, or 16 or something like that, or something close to that. So at that price, it's just a great, fantastic multi-tool that I highly recommend. Next to that, I have a couple other multi-tools. Well, I have several, but I think that, these are just very conducive to carrying on your keychain. So I have the Night Eyes doohickey. This is just very simple, very basic. It's got a driver and a scraper, a bottle cap opener, bottle cap lifter here, some wrenches, and a little clip here you can attach to your bag or your keys in this case. Got a ruler on both sides, and I just absolutely love this thing just because you never know when you need a little scraper or open a bottle with it. This just comes in so handy in so many different occasions and has been a staple on my keychain for a very long time. And then these two multi-tools, this is a vintage multi-tool from Sheffield. This one, unlike the Nextool, has a lot more implements, even the sharp ones. So it's got the scissors as well as a couple of drivers, a can opener right there. And then on the other side, that's where the blade is kept with the file, as well as another driver, I believe. I think it also has, it has an awl over here as well. So really cool, and I just really like the steel. It just feels very, very sturdy. I mean, it's vintage, so you expect that vintage multi-tools are going to be very sturdy and last a long time. The pliers are even spring-loaded. Obviously, this isn't going to be for heavy-duty tasks, but if you're screwing something in or just need to hold something in place, this is perfect for those kind of things. And then I'm going to compare the Mr. Green multi-tool to the Victorinox Classic because they have a similar tool set. So I have two Victorinox Classics, one with the screwdriver, the SD version, and one without. And I bought these two holders with it. I actually did a video, maybe like 2 videos ago, talking about these two tools and how I don't carry them anymore, just because even though I had them on my keychain and they're a great size, so I mean they didn't bother me while they were on that keychain, but I didn't end up using them. I actually, for the first time, used them a couple of weeks ago, but I'd been carrying them on my keychain for many, many months and just found that they just weren't that useful, or I didn't really reach for them all that much. So just to quickly go over the Victorinox Classic, it has a file, and so this is the SD version with the screwdriver. So on the non-SD version, you have, let's see if I can find it. Yep, you can see the difference. And you just kind of have a nail scraper. So that's the main difference. But other than that, the tool sets are the exact same. So you got the file, then you've got the pen blade. Oh, that's the, oops, sorry, excuse me. The pen blade right here. And I got this one for free. A gentleman at my church gave this to me because he knew I have this channel. He knows that I have this channel. And he saw this at a flea market and just picked it up for me. You also have these scissors, which are actually pretty good scissors, even though they're very small. And then you've got the obligatory toothpick as well as a pair of tweezers. So those come in handy. But I never use this, even though maybe I'll come back to it. But for now, I'm just going to put them in storage and see what happens in the future. So it's the same thing with this one. I actually bought this one on eBay because I like the wooden scales. I just looked really interesting to me, and I like interesting things. So that's why I got that. And then it just pops right into these holders that you can buy on Amazon. They're not that expensive. You get a 2-pack for like less than $10, I think, if I remember. So, all right. And then similar to that, I have the Mr. Green nail clipper. And so it has the same tool set, but it's just in a bigger package, all stainless steel, which is very, very nice. Feels nice in the hand. And so you've got the blade. And over here you have a multi-tool. You've got the file, the driver, as well as the bottle opener, which is nice. And then you've got scissors. These are a larger pair of scissors, work just as well as the Victorinox. And then the main feature of this is the nail clipper. And I love these nail clippers. They're very sharp. I keep these mainly at the office because then if I'm at the office and forgot to cut my nails one day, I can just quickly trim my nails and not have to worry about it. So that's why I keep these in the office. But you can attach these to your keychain. Because of the weight and the little extra bit of size, you can see they're a little bit bigger. I don't tend to keep this on my keychain, but you can definitely attach it if you wanted to. So, all right, a few more items here to get through. Hopefully we can get through them. Yeah, let's see. The last 3 items I have is this little seatbelt cutter / pull cutter. And again, the great thing about keychain tools is that you don't have to spend a lot of money to just have some items that are really fun, but also useful. So this one is both useful and fun because it's got a little button that's spring loaded, and it really just helps the blade to fly right out when you press the button. So it's very fidgety. You've got a serrated edge and a pull cutter right here, or hook cutter, that is good for emergency situations. So you can use this to cut your seatbelt maybe, or cut some line or something like that. Again, very, very sharp. I'll just demonstrate with some paracord. And there you go. So I cut the paracord with no problem, and it's got a little clip as well, so you can attach it to the outside of your bag or a loop or your belt or even onto your keys. So that's really cool. The next thing is these tweezers, and these tweezers I've talked about a ton on my channel. These are, I think, like less than $10, usually on sale. And it usually comes with the blade on the other side, but then the tweezers on the other. But I took the blade out because the only thing I don't like about these tweezers is that this doesn't lock into place. So when you retract them, sometimes it can come loose and kind of pop out. So it's in your pocket like this. So it can be a little bit dangerous, especially with the blade. And the blade actually did pop out once and cut my leg. So that's why I took the blade out of that side. But other than that, they're a great pair of tweezers for working on knives or electronics, or when you're working with little components, you can just use that to pick up little screws and things like that. So very, very cool little set of tweezers. And then lastly, I have the O-Knife O-Tackle D1. This is just a little mini keychain driver. It comes with 4 double-sided bits, slotted, Phillips, a couple of Torx bits, hex bits, and so you can just kind of put it in there. There's a magnet that keeps it in place, and then you have a little mini driver. You can also put it on the side here, and you can just use it like this to get more torque, like this. And then when you're done, you put all the bits in this little compartment right here. It's made all of titanium, which is very nice. So even though it's a little bulky, it's not too heavy, and does fit on your keychain. Although I usually put this in my gentle stash pouch because it fits a little bit better, and I don't have to carry a bulky set of keys around. So this is the gentle stash pouch that I usually use, keep a lot of my smaller items in, and this fits in like a little slot like this. So and so that's the O Knife O Tackle D1. So I think I went through everything there. The only things that are missing are maybe like an EDC pen that could go on a keychain. And also, I don't know if they sell something like this, a little small tape measure. I'm always at work wishing I had a tape measure to measure something. It'd be great to have a little tape measure that could go on a keychain. I have a regular tape measure, but obviously it's just a regular size, so that's not very conducive to a keychain. So if anybody has any suggestions for either of those, please leave a comment below. And any of your other thoughts or questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. So until the next video, as always, God bless.